Hello everyone, I believe CG World, the May 2025 issue, we had 3D CGI. This is basically, I guess, Sonic's new rendering design that he has. And it kind of shows you the process between that and the cover. New digital CGI render of Sonic. Looks pretty cool, looks pretty futuristic in my opinion. Not bad, not bad. So let's go to the articles that actually show all these new rendering stuff. So shout out to Sonic Stadium for getting all these new behind the scenes look at Sonic and Shadow Generations in-game animations and tests that could be going to the next game. So this is a new model that it's the same model, it's just some new animations that we're gonna get. Audio Desk Japan has done a neat interview with Sonic Team on their work in the Sonic X Generations. So we can try to find the actual thing, Audio Desk Japan. Well, I can't really find the article, guys, but this is basically what they were showing. Oh, right here. Here's the article. Let's see. Okay, we need to translate this. Sega's Sonic and Shadow Generations creating eye-catching character movements and event effects with Maya. So yeah, here you guys go. They kind of show some concept art and stuff here. There's the team. You guys can see all this stuff that's going on. So here, we can actually see like some of the facial stuff for Sonic and Shadow Generations, what they were doing with that. They were kind of changing stuff around, put that higher quality for you guys. Like, this game development takes a lot of stuff, a lot of team work and stuff. Parameters of Shadow's facial expressions rig are set to according to the emotion. You can visually check the degree in the emotion blend with another emotion. With little knowledge of Maya, we can create UIs for linking attributes using driven keys and expressions. So yeah, guys, let's look at this BioLizard. So if you guys are into game development, this kind of teaches you the way they do stuff in game development, how it works and stuff for the next generation of gamers. This is the BioLizard, how they made it and stuff, how they programmed it. Not bad. Next, the special shader was created to randomly express the withering spheres. This is the boss character BioLizard, and by setting each channel as a R expansion size, G equals contraction speed, B equals time shift, and inputting milescript random number expression can be achieved with the press of a button. This seems like convenient script for executing a large number of such objects, since particles themselves are the same model and index are also fixed. It's a simple command to pick up appropriate vertex index to assign a random number of color to each one by the shell. So yeah, that's what he was saying about that. You guys can see the some of these images here. They're showing some of the concept art of the missile blowing up with the chaos control effect. That was kind of cool. And all the animations they had to make up to even do that, guys. All the particles and stuff. Nice. So yeah, the workflow and tool customizations effort and motion production, you guys can see, look at all the motion, look at all the stuff that goes into this. I'm not a game developer, but this is kind of cool. The Maya screen, while working on the motion on the left side of the screen, is the main character picker at the bottom. You guys can see, such as smooth function, function out, thin out keys, and tool change pivots. Yeah, this puts out the smoothness and the curve, so that's kind of cool. So you guys can see how Shadow can like kind of stretch in some situations. Like, he's going to be very stretchy, but you won't really notice it because it'll be seamless, you know, but they got all the animations for that. Contortionist. Shadow with his long arms. Yeah, this Shadow design rig is taken from Sonic Frontiers 2022. The guy wasn't even in the game. The scale and mobility of the limbs and elbows have been improved, allowing for more impactful, exaggerated expressions when punching. Oh, I see. In addition to facial expressions, control makes it easier to load registered poses from the picker, and mechanism has been introduced to dynamically adjust the mouth direction and camera direction. Okay, we can see this picker UI switching, pattern UI switching. So this is kind of like the stuff they're using nowadays to work on the Sonic games, guys. So switches little facial emotions and stuff. That's kind of cool. He's pissed right there. But yeah, guys, a lot of stuff that goes into this stuff. Nothing too crazy with that one. Just fixing his face and stuff. The UI picker allowing animators to operate intuitively. General purpose functions such as IK, FK switching, mirroring, global switching also integrated, contributing into the improving efficiency. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, one of the, I think this is the Black Doom boss or something. The animation for it. You guys can see all the stuff that they had to put in, all the rigs and other main characters. The Mario rigging tool M gear was used to make it possible to rig enemies various shapes. Humanoids, team animators without specialized riggers could automatically generate rigs by drawing guides. I see. They're doing it with all the characters. The Dream Wall Picker controller for swaying objects and created by scripting the M gear rig and loaded to attach characters. You guys can see, let's see Shadow here. That's how they got that. Doom Power Animation 2. Here's the third one. Pretty cool. The motion team also creates in-game cutscenes. Are no clear storyboards. Much of it's left the motion creator's dissection and planning stage, then written layout instruction, but specific design and camera work and direction is decided on the site in addition to the work of the corporation of the event. So yeah, this is when they were showing the little effect. Look at that, guys. What all has to go into that? Particle effects, camera distortion. Look at his leg gets bigger and stuff. So, for example, the missile destruction scene, Shadow's special ability time stop is shown in an appealing way. Shadow shows his way through the floating steel debris and kicks the missile away. When the slowdown is over, the power is released all at once and he is blown away. The Sonic series places great importance on speed and acrobatic movements, so there's a culture of doing that by hand in addition to the techniques passed down from predecessors. Coolness and unique series is shared and passed down through motion library references and materials. You guys can see there's some more stuff. In-game event distorted space production. So this is when when it gets super immersive and the distorted space comes. Black Doom comes out of nowhere and everything gets distorted. And this probably takes a lot, guys. It's like a 15 to 25 second transition. The staff said creating these visual effects under such number of conditions was a challenge. We started by exploring the defining within the team with the distorted space, brainstormed ideas, and create a visual as aggressive as ever. The three locations are the Ark, Rail Canyon, and City Says Shibuya. So yeah. You guys can see this is the transitions that really, look at this, guys. How many effects went into this when creating this? Like, bro, they had to distort reality, change the backgrounds. Like, what is going on here? Yeah, this honestly feels next gen, guys. What next gen can do, stuff like that. Yeah, so that one was cool. The Ark is the first distorted space effort. The camera work is restrained to convey information about the changes in the stage. The user's easy way to understand. The abruptly cut were to break the player's sense of immersion. The camera work is kept in the same and when playing the game. From there, the passage breaks, revealing the world inside from the kaleidoscope. And Shadow is thrown in the air, and close to the Shadow's expression shows him at loss as to what happened, and finally he dives in the ending effect and becomes playable. I think the falling slowly is effective transition that allows the player to first recognize the suddenly changed world, said Shibuya. So you guys can see, so yeah, this is some like test work of it. So before Black Doom, they were using this little chaos thing as the guy. It kind of looks like Sonic Adventure 2 right there, honestly. They're using Sonic Adventure 2 assets or what? Okay, let's see this. Yeah, this looks like Space Colony Arc from Sonic Adventure 2. You guys can see like the iterations it has to go through before doing all this stuff. See, there's not really a background right there. And then the third one. This is cool, guys. Hopefully this is helping you guys. If you guys want to become a gaming developer, kind of shows you the ropes of how this stuff works and the newer technology that they use for the new CGI and effects and stuff. Yeah, the idea of being thrown into the air was included, but the idea of diving into the connected had not come up, so the scene ended with the character landing on the road. As this stage, whiteouts and cuts were used when switching from the corridor and distorted space. I see. So you guys can see this. Light gauge. When did we have a light gauge? That's pretty much almost done. So this is like the final pretty much the final test footage. They got it 60 FPS. They got the shadow model, Black Doom model. They got all the animations in there. You guys can see it. Boom. And this is kind of like the real test stage right here, the final test stage before they start putting on the paint on the characters and stuff. Final version of the animation fix. Rig controller display detailed animation was added by hand. The movement of the passes disintegrating the created vat of in Houdini matched with the actual machine. So I guess they use Houdini with like some other one. Here's the next one, guys. So this one, I don't think it was as long. It was like more like 10 seconds long, 10 to 15 seconds. This transition, as you guys can see, wasn't as crazy. Rail Canyon, the rails split the attacker shadow, showing dodging them in a 360 degree rotating. This one's cool. The way he goes up this one. Look at the transition on Rail Canyon. I think this is Rail Canyon. Maybe not. Yo, the grind too. That goes hard. Yeah. That was a cool map. City shows uses the debris broken tunnel foothold climb up, showing different vertical movement as usual. Shadow neatly avoids the shadow debris falling above and seems to have become accustomed to this world. At the end, he lands on the grind rail, where the camera work again shows that the rail is upside down. A distinctive touch where we were asked to make the images more and more flashy as we move into the second half. The camera work is quick and animated. I'm glad you guys get to see like all this stuff that they do to work on this stuff. Some expression tool to make it all wiggly, right? Oh, this is to make it all distorted. The distortion to make it look like it's moving, right? Distorted space effects, vertex animation texture. Okay, we got some scenes from here. Sonic Generations, right? Or Sonic and Shadow Generations. So far we looked into the visual effects. Now we can look into the traditional cutscenes of Sonic Generations cartoon style rapid fire dialogue. Basically fixed camera, contrast, Sonic Shadow Generations and more cinematic with detailed gestures and yeah. Yeah, guys, that's basically that. They're doing it in cutscenes too, showing more animation. Creating these cutscenes were first read through the script, discussed to create a 2D, blah blah blah, 3D, and they show you how they made them right here. Make his eyes bigger and smaller. Oh yeah, the space scale of the pupils for when he's like all like surprised and stuff. Got his beam power, his eyes, got his eyes to glow and stuff, and it's really cool right there, guys. He's gradually falling into darkness and becoming more evil and stuff. There's some more art. On the remaster, advanced development of deformation technology. So this is a new technology that they're using. It's called deformation technology. In order to promote the modernization of Sonic Generations Remastered, the development team explored various research development methods before embarking the project motto of the character expressions never seen before. One example of this is deformation expression that does not demand on bones. So look at this, guys. This is like what we could be getting in the next Sonic game right here. What it could be looking like, the CGI. A test version of it though. You guys can see it's very jiggly and stretchy and bouncy. Look at that, the smear when he jumps too. Same model though. Let's watch that one more time. This is first look at the brand new CGI look at the new Sonic. Are they using Sonic Generations level though? I'm not sure. I can try to look at the background. One more time. Can we see a rainbow? Looks like Green Hill Zone a little bit. Looks like Sonic Racing Transform map. Not bad. Okay. In order to promote them, okay, we already seen that. So you guys can see the swirl right there, what they're gonna do with the swirl. Wow. The vertex shader, it's called a unique vertex shader, performs the transformation Maya in the end game. It can be on the normal transformations, such as a wave can be specified. You guys can see there's a lot of stuff going into this. Let's look at this one. So this is him like running. Oh, when it's off, you guys can show when it's off, it's not as bouncy, right? But when it's on, it just goes crazy. So you have it on a lot. He's super bouncy right now. So this is just test footage. On and off. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's way sicker with the vertex spiral thing. Here's another thing that we haven't seen, another cutscene. Ooh, okay. Wait. We could be getting this in the next game. Deform on, deform off. So the blue is on and the green's off. You guys can see with the blue, he gets way more animation, and it looks a little bit more cartoony when doing stuff. And look at when it's on, right? Boom. He's more bouncy when he's getting hit. He hit like a cartoon, and it's not gonna bounce when it's off, but when it's on, it's gonna bounce a lot. So yeah, that's nice. That's the next generation effects that they're using right now for Sonic. Pretty cool. Here's another one. I think there's a cutscene. They remastered Sonic Generations with the deformation. Let's see what's the difference. As you guys can see, it's just more animation going on with this. Makes it look more modern for sure. Makes it look more smooth as well. Adds like a motion smoothness, like a motion blur to it. But yeah, guys, that's the deformation. It's pretty cool. Here's another one showing him beating up the black alien. Shadow becoming all corrupted with the deform on. Yeah, you can see it with the deform on. It's just all distorted for sure. Squishy. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That is your little Audio Desk Japan Sonic Team creating the eye-catching character movements for the event with Maya. So yeah, it shows you a little bit about how they make this stuff and how it goes down in the Sonic Team Studios. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.